Sometimes when they share their feelings, they mention struggles that they've had or times when they've doubted the gospel and how they found out that it was true. And you go, I'm not the only one in this world that has ever doubted, and so I won't be the only one who's ever received an answer.
I like reading the stories in the scriptures and stuff that are 1,000 years old and stuff, but it's nice hearing people's modern day things, because these are the big things that happen through time, but it's nice to hear everyone's little big things that have happened in their lives with their own personal feelings, and it shows that they really take the gospel to heart.
One thing that reminds me of is how it speaks of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses in the scriptures. How that as another person bears testimony to the same thing, it gains more power. It's nice to have your teacher tell you something, but it gives it another affirmation when one of your friends says the same thing, in the same way that you might have been thinking it.
I think a lot of it is feeling kind of a sense of companionship with people you see every day, and knowing that you're not the only one that feels that way or struggling with a certain aspect. It's good to hear that other people have testimonies and are going through the same things, and you can learn from each other.
In the world today, there's so much negative peer pressure, and it's good to have a source of positive peer pressure, just to see all your friends and know that there are other people trying to do their best too.
When others share their testimony, I feel the Spirit, and that strengthens my testimony, and it just makes me want to be better.
Sometimes when you participate and you open your mouth, you open the gate to the Spirit, and He can speak through you. He will teach you things when you're willing to write things down. New things will come to you.
While we may be, in some ways on the same level, we're all from different backgrounds. We've all gone through different things. And so we all have different experiences that we can draw from and share with the class.
I've noticed in our classes that we hardly ever work alone. We always have a partner or our quad to work in. And then we get to share scriptures or thoughts and feelings back and forth. And there's sometimes even chances when we get up in front of the class and share things. And so I think that that's helped, just working with people and learning different ways to explain what you're feeling and thinking about your scriptures.
It's exciting when you learn something, and then when you share it with somebody else, there's a spirit that comes with sharing that, and then when you share something you've learned, it helps your testimony build on that subject. And so instead of just having found it and then that was cool and passed over, when you share it, the spirit bears testimony of it, and you really know the truthfulness of it by sharing it.
As you teach somebody else, it also becomes a learning experience for you. So as you're teaching one-on-one, you could be asking each other questions and stuff, and even though you're teaching each other, as you're asking each other questions, you're thinking about it, and it's going through your mind a lot more.
When you bear your testimony to one person, you develop a bond with that one person, and you watch out for them wherever they are, and they watch out for you.
As our stake was doing the Stake Youth Missionary Program, we used that Preach My Gospel book to teach the families that we went to. And every lesson we did, at least one scripture mastery came up in every one of them.
I've played sports, and a lot of the time when you're gone, there's a lot of sarcasm that goes toward the church, and there's not a lot of members of the church on your team. And Romans 1:16, it's "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ." That's really struck me. You're not ashamed of it. You stand up for it.
When I talk to my friends who are not of my faith, they also believe the Bible. And when I have those key scriptures, I am better able to explain my beliefs to them.
The scripture mastery, they're so beneficial, especially in missionary opportunities. They have a lot of the answers to the questions that people ask. Now we have them ready, and we can show people that we know what we're all about.
I know that the things that we learn here, it really does change lives. It's changed mine, and I know that I will never be the same because of the things that I've learned.
We're helping our faith to grow so it can stand on its own. It's marvelous.